Oh, hey, I didn't see you come in there. Don't you knock? How's it going, guys? Cameron here as Canadian Gamer. Coming at you with another video. This video has been brought to you by your local Tim Hortons. For just a little under $3, you can get yourself a large double-double. Great deal. So today's topic of conversation, we are talking about the soon-to-be-released game Redfall, which was, I believe, developed by Arkane Studios and published by Bethesda, coming out on May 2nd. Now, there's been a bit of a backlash in the gaming community because recently, just a few days ago, Arkane and Bethesda announced that Redfall will be releasing at a capped 30 FPS. Yes, you heard that here, 30 frames per second. And there's been a bit of a backlash in the gaming community. So I wanted to just sort of rant about this a little bit. So, what's the big deal? A game being released at 30 FPS. Back in the day, back in like the PS3 days, Xbox 360 days, you were lucky if a game ran at 30 FPS. Most of those games on those particular consoles, the frame rate absolutely dogged. It was like 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. Not always, but like some games have some serious frame rate pacing issues, especially on the PS3. However, if you can recall back to those days, back to those times, you guys weren't complaining about that whatsoever. Barely. You guys were not complaining about it. You guys didn't complain about the frames per second on PS2. You didn't complain about it on the original Xbox. You didn't complain about it on the Dreamcast. You just keep going back and back and back and back and back. Now we have these modern consoles which have an option in most games for performance mode where you can run it at 60 FPS. And usually you've got a quality mode which will run the game at 30 FPS. However, you're getting 4K textures, you might be getting some ray tracing effects, etc., etc., etc. So you gamers have been absolutely spoiled because what happens is when you play a lot of these games, and I've talked about it a bit on this channel, when you're playing a game at 30 FPS and then you flip on performance mode and you see how much smoother it is at 60 FPS, in my eyes, I find it hard to go back to 30 FPS. I find it really hard to do that. Even if the graphical fidelity has been somewhat limited on performance mode, I'll take performance mode any day of the week. So the issue with that is, if you didn't have the option for performance mode, it may not be as apparent. You got to remember, a lot of us played these older games on the Xbox One, PS4. Again, played a lot of these games on the Xbox 360 at 30 FPS, and we didn't even think about it because your eyes are trained to adjust to the 30 FPS. It's only once you jump from 30 FPS to 60 in real time and jump back to 30 that you see how jarring it is. So, a lot of the gamers out there, now this is, again, very niche. This isn't the rest of the gamers out there in the world that don't watch YouTube. This is just a small group of YouTubers and social media influencers and people in the retro community that are making a big deal about this when it's actually much ado about nothing. If anything, Arkane Studios should be commended for deciding to release this game at a capped 30 FPS. If they need a little bit more time to make sure that this game runs appropriately at 60 FPS, so be it. They've already announced that the game will run at 60 FPS at some point in the near future. Big freaking deal. I don't know why people are crying about this. A lot of you guys really need to go outside and touch grass, literally. You need to walk outside, go outside, spend the day outside, and stop spending so much time on social media. It's ridiculous. A lot of you guys that are complaining about this are, the same people that are probably not even interested in this game. Now, the game looks incredible. It may even be a day one purchase for me. I don't know yet. It looks really good. And again, I've never had a problem playing a game at 30 FPS. A lot of the first-person shooters back in the day were capped at 30 FPS, okay? It doesn't mean the game's unplayable. Oh, God, you guys, it's just like you're out to lunch. Seriously, you're out to lunch. It's funny. We have all this stuff going on in the world. You know, the economy's gone to shit. There's a war going on. There's people homeless, starving in the streets. There's a lot of people out there that have real world situations going on. Okay? Whereas if you told them about your little problem about Redfall running at 30 FPS, okay? If that was only their only problem that they had to deal with, they would be taking that in a heartbeat over what they're dealing with. But you guys that are living with your first world problems and you're sitting there crying about a game that you're probably not even interested in playing because the game's capped at 30 FPS and you're jumping on a social media bandwagon. Oh, that Arkane Studios, how dare they not give me my 60 FPS? You guys just need to pump the brakes just a little bit, okay? Is the game unplayable at 30 FPS? No. Dreamcast guy acts like it's a slideshow at 30 FPS. Okay, sure, Dreamcast guy. Sure. No, the game will be serviceable at 30 FPS. And if you're not happy with 30 FPS, hey, you can wait until the 60 FPS patch is released or you can play it on PC. It's not really a big deal. The Xbox ecosystem, Xbox is not just the console anymore, okay? Xbox, the brand, is the console and the PC. So if you want to play it at 60 FPS, go play it on the PC, okay? Otherwise, wait a couple of weeks and the patch will be released. You guys are crying about nothing. The game is going to run buttery smooth at 30 FPS, okay? That's the key thing. They want to get the game out the door, make sure that it's running appropriately, okay? They've already delayed this game once or twice before, okay? Arkane can't delay this game again, okay? You guys don't seem to understand. There's a lot of shareholders at play, people that own stocks in the company that are expecting a solid Q2 result, okay? And they can't afford to delay this game. If the game is ready to rock at 30 FPS, okay, and everything else is ready to go, we'll release the game at 30 FPS on the Xbox, and then at a later date drop the 60 FPS mode, okay? There's no point releasing the game at 30 FPS and 60 FPS if there's issues with the 60 FPS mode in particular, because that's just going to draw even more negativity. But you guys don't seem to want to look at it like that. You guys just want to, just for the sake of clicks, you want to go out there and complain and cry about how it's not running at 60 FPS. Guys, think about it. Think about it from a 360-degree perspective, okay? The game is ready to rock at 30 FPS. Just let Arkane release the game like that, okay? And if you don't want to enjoy the game, don't play it. If it's on Game Pass, you've got an option. Again, you can go on PC and play it. Or you can wait a couple of weeks or a couple of months, however long it takes for the patch to be released for 60 FPS. But again, I just want to stress, when you hear these people on social media complaining about Redfall, and again, the whole social media thing these days, it's all about a rain cloud, okay? It's just a wet blanket of negativity. Nobody says anything positive anymore. It's always negativity, okay? Negativity sells. So when you see somebody bitching and moaning and crying about Redfall, just remember it's just a small niche group of people on Twitter and YouTube that are complaining about this, okay? The rest of the world doesn't give two fucks about what these people are saying. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to cut it off there. Redfall looks incredible. Arkane Studios, if you guys are watching this, you're doing a great job. I cannot wait to play Redfall. Looks absolutely incredible. And just another banger for the Xbox platform. Man, oh man. Redfall looks incredible. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you go outside and enjoy that beautiful weather. And we'll be talking to you soon. Take care.